Hey, what's up? It's Jake, and I just wanted to give an update of where I'm at with my kind of progression through what we're doing this year. And the first thing I'm going to be doing, well, I did a couple things. The first thing I actually did was I got my Terraform certification, and then I got AWS Partner Technical Accredited. And now I'm getting my Solutions Architect Associate cert from AWS, and I wanted to talk about how to best go about that. So I work at AWS, and I have a access to a lot of resources that are super valuable, and I wanted to share that with you. So one of the things we have is we have a channel in Slack where we just talk about certifications and we give each other props, we give each other advice, we lift each other up when we don't do so great on a cert exam, and we talk about what we did to prepare, um, both in how we succeeded and how we failed, and we can identify gaps. Or sometimes it's like, oh, you should maybe you should look at this training, or hey, I did this training, but I still didn't do very well. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, and we'll create study groups and stuff. So if you're looking to do the AWS SAA C02, which is this little guy right here, let me help you out. So other than going through the regular stuff that you're going to hear, like how much it costs and how long it is and how many questions, you can read all that for yourself. How do you prepare for this? So there's tons of ways to do it. Everybody learns differently, but I'll tell you that after pulling through all the Slack messages, there's some commonalities. So first of all, Udemy. This is where you want to start. So in Udemy, you're going to want to search for a little guy by the name of Stefan Merrick. And this guy has a lot of really awesome content. So what we want to do is we want to look for some AWS stuff. So Certified Solutions Architect Associate. This course right here is the probably the most used resource of AWS employees. And I have taken it and I'm in the middle of going through it again so I can get my cert, and it is absolutely fantastic. So this is definitely the first place you should start. I will tell you, don't buy it when it's $84. It goes on sale all the time. You can pick it up for like 15 bucks. So I always wait till this stuff goes on sale. So the next thing you're going to want to get, and I recommend to do this at the same time, is to look at getting some practice exams. So where do you get practice exams? On Udemy. Which ones do you want? You want the John Bonzo practice exams. The AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate Practice Exams, and you'll see the name right here, John Bonzo. These are fantastic. I got this on sale for like 12 bucks or something like that. There's 6 practice exams, and what I recommend is take one before you do anything for a baseline, and then go through the Stefan Merrick course. And when you get like a quarter of the way through it or a third of the way through it, take another one, see where you're at. And then another third of the way through it, take another one. And then when you're complete with it, take another one. And you might think, well, why would I waste my practice exams? I only have 6. I'm going to wait until I'm completely done. I actually think it's better to do it this way because you shouldn't be just taking tons and tons and tons and tons of practice exams before your exam day. It creates a lot of stress and anxiety and uncertainty. And if you do poorly on one, then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. And you won't take the test at all. And that's what I see happen most often. So what you want to do is you want to spread these out and just kind of take some lessons from the things you know, from the things you don't know. And these practice exams are great because you can see exactly what you missed and exactly what you got correct. And if you miss something, it'll tell you why each individual answer is correct or incorrect, and give you links to the AWS documentation that explains and justifies how that's correct or incorrect. So then the other thing that I would recommend is to go check out something called AWS Labs. AWS Labs is another amazing resource and one of the most used resources at AWS by AWS employees for AWS certifications. And there's a course here, the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate. And in this course, you have 22 practice tests, 199 videos. So you got all this content, right? It's probably like 20-ish hours and see like not the practice test, but the video courses here. We got an intro, so 1, 9 rounded up to 9 plus 5 14 rounded up to 15. So way more than 20, probably close to 40 hours of content, and then 70 labs. These are hands-on labs, so you don't need to use your own AWS account with the free tier, and you can just chill on that. So that's really, really awesome. And then if you go through the video courses, you'll see here instead of like, well, when do I take these labs? Like, for example, access into our AWS console. If you go through the video courses, you'll actually do these as you go through the course. So you'll see here like, oh, here's a lab. Here's another lab. Here's another lab. And so if you just go through this course, you'll do most of the labs. And if you got anything left, you can go through and just finish them up. And you got, again, 22 practice tests, and these are all 65 question tests. That's a lot of really, really good stuff. And I can't remember how much I paid for this course, honestly, but this is it. So what I would do is I would take the Udemy Stefan Merit course, take a couple practice exams along the way, just do some knowledge checks, and then do the Wiz Labs. And the Wiz Labs are super, super, super helpful. And then the last thing is, and I think this is part of this, I'm just double checking, is you want to take a look at Tutorials Dojo. So if you go back to Udemy and you just look up AWS Tutorials Dojo, you'll see, let's see where we at. Yeah, I think it's the John Bonzo stuff. Yeah, it's the same thing. So if you hear about Tutorials Dojo, that's basically the same thing. So that's what it's using. But so I would take these two courses, and in conjunction with those practice exams, and that should give you more than enough to pass. Now, don't cram. The other thing that we talk about a lot is try to just do like an hour a day, maybe two at the most, and just take some time to digest all the content, think about it, put it into practice, play around with the labs, do things like that. But you don't want to go through this course, one of these courses, and like this guy. You don't want to go through this course and go, there's 30 sections. You don't want to be like, I'm going to do section 1 through 20 this week, and then 21 through 30 next week, and then I'm going to take 6 practice exams and then sit for the exam. Like, you won't remember a lot of this stuff. So you definitely want to make sure that you put in some time, quality time there. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. And then you probably won't see me putting together a whole bunch of series stuff until I pass this exam. Once I pass this exam, then you can expect to see a lot of Kubernetes stuff. So hopefully you've been having fun so far with basic AWS stuff and Terraform and Vault and Packer. And now we're going to start moving more into Kubernetes. And look forward to it. So let me know if you got any questions, and I'll see you guys around.